Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast, which is brought to you by Omaha Steaks, and it's Father's Day weekend. And so, you know what? You're never too late to give Dad something. If it's kind of slipped your mind, like, you can always do a, hey, Dad, this is what I got you, and it's showing up this week. Yeah. OmahaSteaks.com. Yeah. There is a way to save. We'll give you a code at the end of the podcast, and you can order away for something special for Dad.
Even late steaks are good steaks.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're still steaks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm so excited to do this because I have a surprise for both of you. This is a Father's Day treat for both of you right now. Not steaks.
Yeah, right.
Something that you did seem to get super excited about this week. I have made for both of you no-bake energy bites.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
This one is yours, Sam.
Oh, I get my own.
You get the whole thing. Come get it. And then Murphy, this is the funny part about Murphy's is you both have the same amount. I made double the recipe, and Sam gets half and you get half.
Yeah.
But this is the way we roll at home. I rolled yours into balls. When you mix this up together with oats and peanut butter and honey and chocolate chips and coconut and vanilla extract, you put it in the refrigerator for a little bit before you roll it into balls. But what happens at our house is it's good, huh?
Oh, these are so good.
What happens? I rolled some of yours into balls, Murph, but then I realized whenever I make this at the house, here you go. Happy early Father's Day.
Yep, thank you.
Look, Sam, it'll be sitting in the fridge like this. It may not look very appetizing, just in the bowl, not rolled into balls yet.
Get a spoonful
and
of
at
that.
our house,
right.
I will find a spoon in this bowl. It means somebody's been standing at the fridge eating it with a spoon.
So this makes 12.
Well, approximate. I looked at the amount in the bowl, and I looked to be about half.
And,
so,
when we mentioned on the show, these are Holly Clegg, our friend who passed away a few years ago,
yes,
with her Trim and Terrific cookbook series and all that. She was the one that gave us this recipe originally, right?
It's from
It's
from the Eating Well Through Cancer cookbook.
That's right.
And it was, I think, for those who need a lot of nutrition but weren't really hungry.
Yeah, something that's protein dense. It's got calories and a little bit of sugar and all that. It's got really what you what you need.
Is honey is what's binding it, and to me, anytime you put honey in something, winning. That's one reason it's so good.
It's the coconut. It's the honey. It's the
and
chips.
I did a shortcut. Because here's what's up. This was last night. I was really ready to go to bed. I had showered. I was ready to go to bed, and I thought, I need to make those. I want to give them to kick off the weekend. And Murphy was in the family room watching a documentary.
That's when you did? That's when you put it together?
I had already showered. I was about to go to bed, and then I thought, I had bought everything for it. So I whipped them up together quickly. You heard me in the kitchen, did you not?
But I thought you were just cleaning the kitchen. I don't know.
No.
I didn't think about...
I mixed them up and stuck them in the bowl in the fridge overnight. I hid them from you. And then early this morning while you were still asleep and before I came in, I rolled them into balls. So...
Wow.
Yeah.
And they have to stay in the fridge, right?
Oh, yeah.
They get sticky and gooey otherwise because it's peanut butter.
They won't remain in ball form.
I mean, there is just nothing.
It's good. It's a good snack.
That is not appealing.
But I did a shortcut. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. My shortcut was this. It's supposed to be toasted coconut. I was supposed to pour the coconut in a pan and stick it in the oven for a few minutes, but I knew I didn't have much time with his dog. I didn't want him to see me making them, so I just threw the coconut in straight from the bag.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure it's still good. I'll take a bite here in a second. The toasted coconut is really good.
It's better. It's a different flavor almost.
What I was going to say about that is, these have become kind of popular in pre-made. You'll find them in stores now. And by the time they get put in a store and they've got the preservatives and things added, they don't taste the same. They just don't taste the same.
We bought a bag of them once, and it was like protein balls, and they looked exactly like that. And it was definitely preservatives, and it wasn't as moist. I'm going to say that word.
Yeah, and it just wasn't as flavorful either. It just didn't have the right flavor. So yeah, these are, as long as you can do peanut butter, this is something you should totally try and do.
I'm not supposed to just sit here and eat these though.
You can eat. It's your Father's Day gift from me.
Isn't it going to protein me up or?
I just like eating. Think about it as peanut butter and chocolate chips. If you continue to eat that.
It's kind of like a cookie.
Yeah,
it's got oats in it.
Yeah.
So it has fiber, it has protein, it does have carbs because there's some honey in it too.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't. It's
meant to be a bite. That's why Holly called them bites.
I think that's what she called them, energy bites, right? For people that just don't have much of an appetite, because
that should sustain you.
Yeah. I guess Energy Bite almost infers like it's a healthy snack.
Yeah.
It's not an unhealthy snack, but it's a tablespoon of peanut butter,
In
which
moderation.
is 180 calories.
You're supposed to eat
you
it in
know?
moderation, not like
Yeah,
cookies.
right.
So sorry, Sam.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy
It's tough,
Father's
though. These
Day.
are so tempting. Eating one is very
Yeah,
difficult.
I mean, I just ate one, and it's like I want more.
Want more, right? Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Speaking of Father's Day, though, we also asked on our Instagram and Facebook pages for you to tell us about your dad. And these are some beautiful things rolling in Messenger and on comments that I want to share. Penny said, my dad was a retired fireman for 25 years. During the time of his employment, he worked 24 hours, slept at the fire station, and then was off 24 hours. One time at a local food chain, they had pictures of firefighters in their establishment. I saw a picture of my dad hanging on the wall, and I was so proud.
That's cool.
Nora said, Bio Dad was great. Stepdad stepped in and walked me down the aisle at my wedding. Love it.
Yep.
Kimberly, my dad was a World War II vet, married to my mom for 35 years before passing. He was 5'1", tall, but he had a bigger-than-life persona and was extremely hardworking and generous. I miss and love him every day. Deanna, I am so lucky I had a great biological father and bonus dad. My father passed away in 2020, but my bonus dad, Ken, is still alive and kicking. He was a pilot in Vietnam and made it to age 84. He is missed dearly every day. He came into my life when I was about 9, and we've had a roller coaster relationship. Naturally, my dad was still around, so I didn't need another dad. I think we truly broke the awkwardness when he taught me to play tennis, and we became an unstoppable doubles team. Now we play cribbage.
Cribbage.
I don't know what cribbage is.
I don't know the game, but it's a game.
Now we play cribbage, and I take him out on weekends to exercise, walk, and people watch, and to give him a reprieve from mom. Needless to say, we have a great relationship now, all the more precious because his own kids don't contact him very much. So lucky we are short distance neighbors at this time in his life. Deanna,
That's really
touching
sweet.
my heart. You just never know. Rabina, my dad was an Air Force veteran. He was such a good dad, firm, but I knew I was loved. He gave the best hugs. We lost him 15 years ago in August. I was picking up the phone and hearing him say, "Hey, Beans." My birthday is June 15th, and we often shared our 2 special days together. Father's Day is June 15th.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Yeah.
Beans. I love the nicknames.
Cute.
There's something special about the nickname that your dad or mom, your parent gives you. It's almost like it's reserved that no one else in your life later, like romantic life even shouldn't, it's like it's sacred.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pet name, I guess, right? Isn't that what you would call it?
Jacqueline said, my dad was a Navy veteran and worked in the engine room of a destroyer. If it was quiet, then something was wrong. We had music all night, so we would have noise.
Oh, wow.
Probably
Okay.
because he was used to that, right?
Yeah, I can
The
understand
engine
that.
noise.
Yeah.
I still sleep with music. He was a quiet, kind man and could fix or build anything.
Yeah.
I was lucky to have him until 2005. He was a girl dad, but taught us everything we would need. He was a girl dad, but taught us everything he would have taught a boy. That's cool. That's a cool girl dad thing. He was good-natured, hardworking family man, and a joy to have as a father.
I love that.
So sweet.
With our daughters, Jodi, I have tried to teach them things like that. And sometimes you get the eye roll on some of it, but some of it I think is, stuck.
Yeah.
What always cracked me up is one year for Christmas, Jodi's brother, their Uncle Jimmy, gave them a little toolkit. And Phoebe probably wasn't any more than 8 or 9 years old at that
younger.
time.
7, I bet.
But she thought that was the coolest thing. And so to this day, she's got, a toolkit. And, Taylor, same thing now, that our oldest has moved in with her boyfriend, has a little, a toolkit of her own, and she's excited to have her own screwdrivers.
Yeah.
Anyway, teaching those little things, the big one for me really, I think, had to do with their cars. And, still, that they know that before you go on a trip, make sure the oil level's okay. Just take a quick glance at the radiator reservoir and that it's got enough water, and check the air in the tires if the little automatic thingy doesn't alert you inside of the the car. Just stuff like that, and they're comfortable doing that. They know that they they can take care of what they need to before they hit the road. And
that's a girl dad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're saying, what you're speaking of, and you have boys and one girl,
Yeah, Maddie.
Sam, and so you've been able to do both. I can tell you as a mom, I teach them different things than you teach them. Dads teach the practical things. And that's beautiful because they will always think of you when they need the practical things. First up, they will call you, Dad, what do I do? Dad, can you come help me? But if you're not there, that's the point. You want them to be able to help themselves. I teach them different things. I teach them social things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how to protect yourself in public with strangers. We talk about those kind of things.
Yeah.
We talk about that. We talk about emotional, protection and things like that.
Yeah. I think about the time Phoebe asked me a couple of years ago about engines. She was just like, Dad, I guess I really don't understand how an engine works. And I realized at that point, it's like, okay, well, I can explain that, but I need to do it in a way that, and I take the ribbing because it's fun. I'm self-deprecating. If I've done that kind of stuff at the table before, the explanation leaves everybody glazed over.
Well, it's never ending. It builds
because
on
I go into
itself.
more detail than needed. But I kept that one simple. I just said, look, the best way to explain it to you is that, gasoline explodes, and that's really what it is inside of the car. It's miniature explosions that take place from a spark plug that causes the engine to move, and those little explosions happen in a very specific order, and that's what makes the car run. And I kept it simple, and then the oil keeps all of that stuff that's moving in there lubricated. So
Good.
That's the first time I've actually given a simple answer to something that didn't go on longer than needed.
And consider your audience when you're explaining something.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Perfect. It's fine. Yeah, you are a really good girl dad. You wouldn't have been a good boy dad, but you are a girl dad.
I love being a dad to two girls.
And Sam, let's go ahead and take this opportunity. It's different being a boy dad than a girl dad, is it not?
Yes, it is. But the funny thing is, I feel closer to Maddie than I do the boys.
Of course you
And
do.
I don't know if that's just my personality or
There's a daddy-daughter
care
thing.
more about her as a daughter than my sons. I don't know what it is.
I
There's
think
a daddy-daughter
it's the
thing.
daddy-daughter thing that Jodi's talking about. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a mother-son thing
Yeah.
in the world, and I have never experienced it because I don't have boys.
Yeah,
I never had boys.
I would say that growing up, I was closer to my mom than I was my dad. But my mom was more emotional, I guess, in giving of herself at that time. Now, look, that changed as my dad got older. And then when my mom passed away, we became extremely close, which, I loved those 4 years with him. But yeah, I think there is absolutely something that, and it's not that, dad and, son can't be best friends. I mean, it just depends on the family dynamic, or moms and daughters, but sort of the classic daddy-daughter,
It's almost
mom,
like
son.
there's more mystery.
Yeah.
A dad and a boy, things. A girl and a mom, things. But with the opposite, there's almost a little bit of mystery there. I idolized my dad. I used to go out to eat with him, and he would tell me from across the table, this is like a date. And I was like, I idolized him. He was the first man in my life, and I found men to be mysterious. And I was fascinated. I love men, and I think that's because I had a loving relationship with my father.
Yeah.
He treated me like I was really I believed I was special because he believed it.
Yeah.
Okay? And there might be more of an adversarial situation with you and sons. And there have been times growing up when I've said this, dad is king at the house. Murphy can do no wrong. But the girls will tie up with me. So there is something about the mom, son, daddy, daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because with the boys, I feel more like buddies.
Good.
And with Maddie, I feel more like I've got to show you things.
Good.
I've got to teach you. I've got to show you. I've got to whatever, explain.
Yeah. I will say this, knowing you both as well as I do, Murphy and I have been married for a long time. Sam, you have been a friend, a really good friend, male friend in our life for a long time. Mm-hmm. You're both really good dads. I know what it means to you. Murphy does his best to convey, like it's his favorite job in the world, but we know what it means to you. So you guys, I hope you get big time celebrated on Sunday, and it begins here with no bake energy.
Yes.
Thank
By the way,
you.
you can find that recipe at murphysamandjody.com. It's under the Snacky Daddy section, right?
Correct.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jody podcast.